So if you're thinking about buying a house in Cincinnati, I want to share something with you. Most people do not buy houses in the wintertime. They love buying houses in the spring and in the summer. That's like the prime time for the real estate sales, not particularly in the dead of winter. But I'm going to share with you in this video why I believe buying a home in the wintertime is actually one of the smartest financial moves that you can make if you do it right. Let's talk about it. What's up, it's Victor Pham, your Cincinnati realtor. On this channel, we are talking about all things Cincinnati and all things related to real estate in Cincinnati. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if that sounds like content that you could benefit from. Now, the peak months for real estate sales here in Cincinnati are generally spring through the summer. You'll usually see the sales dip around October, maybe through January. That's when sales will be the slowest. Then it'll pick back up when the weather starts to break around March, and it really takes off in the spring and into the summer months. Why is that? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the seasons. Generally, the spring and summer is a more comfortable time to move. The temperatures and weather is better. Also, for people who have children, it's easier for them too because the kids will be out of school. So it is a little less stressful for them. In the wintertime, a lot of people really aren't thinking about purchasing a home, not just because it's cold and the weather can be a little miserable sometimes, but also you have a lot of holidays. It's a big holiday season once you get to Halloween and then Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's right after that. So a lot of people are generally occupied with these holidays and not really thinking about being out looking at homes in the cold and the dead of winter. But here are 5 reasons why buying a home in the middle of the winter can be a really intelligent thing to do. Number 1, there's a lot less competition. Like I just mentioned, in the winter, most people are distracted with family and holidays. That means that generally, when you get out here looking at homes, you're likely to find more options than you may find in the spring or summer months. Less people will actually be looking and shopping for homes. And that doesn't mean that no one will be looking. It's just that with less people in the markets to buy, you can be more likely to find a house that you like, and you may have little to no competition on it. So if you end up being the only one bidding on one particular home, then it's just you and the seller, making the negotiation process potentially much easier, as opposed to dealing with the much more heavy traffic of buyers in the summer and probably much more offers to compete with. Number 2, motivated sellers. Now, with less competition, what tends to happen is that the sellers become more motivated to sell their home. Why? Because they may not be getting as much traffic as you will get in the busy season. So for example, if a seller has had the house on the market for 30 days and you come along in the middle of, let's say, January and make an offer, they are much more likely to entertain your offer and also more likely to give you the terms that you may be asking for. This opens up opportunities to ask the sellers to help you pay for closing costs, pay for closing credits, or even ask them to leave you some of the appliances or furniture or extra stuff if that's what you want. A motivated seller is like gold in this market, and you can be more likely to find them in the off months of the winter. By the way, guys, if you are thinking about making a move to Cincy or buying or selling a home here in Cincy, feel free to reach out to me. I've helped a ton of people buy and sell homes in Cincy and in the Cincy suburbs. I'm sure I can help you too. Call me, shoot me a text, email, or schedule a call in my calendar that I left in the description below. Whatever works best for you, I got your back. You can always call Vic. Okay, number 3 reason why buying in the wintertime is smart is that you can test the winterproofing of the home. What do I mean by that? Well, in the wintertime, what's going to be an important factor to you when you first walk into the house? Well, if it's cold outside, very likely the climate of the home will be very important to you. How does it feel when you walk inside? Is it really warm inside? Is it really cold? If it's warm, well, that probably means that you have a good working furnace. See, wintertime is a perfect time to test things like the furnace and how well it heats the home and the insulation of the home as well. These aren't things you're usually thinking about in the spring or hot summer months. The seller can get away with turning off the furnace and the AC in the spring if it's really nice outside, and you won't really feel a difference, especially if the temperature is really mild and moderate outside. But in the wintertime, it's much harder to hide the climate of the home. You're going to want to know how well the furnace works. Now, granted, you want to get an inspection and have the furnace tested on any home purchase at any time during the year. The wintertime is also a perfect time to examine the windows. Are they older windows? Are they single pane or the more cost-efficient double pane windows? Is it really drafty or cold near the windows? Outdated and drafty windows can run up a big bill on your utilities. Number 4, it's easier to hire movers. Not only is it easier to book movers in the wintertime because they aren't booked up solid like they would be in the warm months, but it may be easier to get moving trucks and U-Hauls. Like we said, those busy real estate months in the spring and summer aren't just busy for realtors and lenders, but everyone involved in a home buying process. Movers are really overlooked in this process. Many of the moving companies have much more availability than they would in the busier months. And number 5, faster closings. With it being slower in the winter, it often means that everyone is slower. The title companies, the realtors, the lenders, etc. Which means a lot of them will generally have more time to focus on you because they aren't overloaded with clients. This is very beneficial to buyers because it allows you to get more attention and more focus on your individual needs and questions you may have about the home buying process, which can make the process more personable and more enjoyable. So I do hope this list helps you understand more about the great benefits of buying a house in Cincinnati in the wintertime if you are considering making a move here and potentially buying a home somewhere in Cincy or in the Cincy suburbs. Feel free to reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation with you about that. Check out these videos right here if you want to learn more about what it's like living in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'll see you in the next video, and remember, when it comes to houses in Cincinnati, you can always call Vic.